with Nitanti after your Arangacham and you danced through your undergraduate. So what are some experiences and how did you manage to do this?
Thank you, Prathana. I honestly have nothing more to say other than Nitanti is the reason I'm still continuing with dance today. It's because I joined Nitanti in 2012 after I'd had some training with teachers prior. But only after joining Nitanti did I realize how much of a tool dance could be to like use as self-expression and connect to my roots. And as you get older, you really do start to see the value in that connection and finding that within yourself. And it'll be 4 years this year since my engagement with Nitanti. But one thing that she really impressed upon me was that the engagement is just the beginning, and that like the journey of exploration and learning for yourself, that is what comes after the engagement. And Nitanti has always been the most encouraging in like telling us to sort of use that knowledge, that resource that we have, the knowledge base that she gives us, and then expounding upon that after your engagement. And so dance is really what you make of it after a certain point. And like Nitanti is the exemplar for that, because even now she's, you know, like developing herself and experimenting so like profoundly with all of the art that she's learned. And like, for example, you know, she's just been, Nitanti, you've been sharing with us like our sort of recent experiences with our annual production called Fables and Poetry in Motion. And you were sort of sharing your experiences with dramaturgy and studying that sort of art form and like the links between visual art and oral traditions and physical performance, like in Bharatanatyam. So what are the like, what is the history of that, and how could you talk a little bit more about the history and like the ties that exist there?
History is going to take, we do not have that much time to go over everything. I have done another video for that. But in short, if I have to do it in a small capsule, as you know, our fifth Veda is Natya Veda, which Brahma, brought it down for people who are unhappy and in the Treta Yuga. So basically, it was started off as drama, right? Although dance is the mother of all arts. However, so drama is what came about first, and then Lord Nataraja introduced dance elements in drama, right? So if you see, even now, Yakshagana, right, Kathakali, and they all have such, they have the elements of that Vachika, the drama and dance and everything incorporated, music, singing, everything is there, right? In that. So in Bharatanatyam, I think somewhere along the way, this is such an ancient art form which keeps evolving every few decades, that I think somewhere along the way we lost the Vachika or the speech in our dance. It was there in dance drama, and then even slowly from solo dance, it became group dance, and it lost that vachika in that. So my guru Padmini Ravi, again, about to talk about how innovative she is. I think about 15, 20 years ago, she did collaborate with Padma Shri B. Jayashri in Bangalore. She's a folk theatre artist, very well-known folk theatre artist in India, in Karnataka and all over India. And so she collaborated some productions with her, and she realized that with theater there's so much more dances. She said that it changed her, and ever since then I wanted to do theater too. So I kept running after my teacher asking, can you please introduce me to B. Shri? I want to have the same experience that you had, where I want to do theater. So by my teacher with her large heart introduced me to B. Shri, and a couple of years ago I had the fortune of doing Chitrapata Ramayana with her, and that was an amazing experience, doing theater for a dancer, because we do not speak, right? We do not have vachika at all. And suddenly I found myself, I felt very free with what I had learned. And I thought that I should share the same thing with my children. with all of you, where you should experience that freedom of having that speech. I know that initially when we did the fables and poetry, many of you found it hard. How do I speak? I don't know. I only know how to dance. How do I even convey these dialogues? I'm not used to, because we are so used to as dancers listening to the singer sing the music, and then we perform beautifully. Whereas speaking, Vachika, is very tough. It's not easy for dancers because we're not used to, right? From the beginning, we do not speak, we just do the dance. So I think hopefully with the experiment that we did, helped all of you open up. It takes, especially for students who are a little bit more shy, it's that much harder, but it's all a process, step by step process. You just once you learn this, that okay, the theater drama element that you all did in your fables, you watch yourself and you think, I didn't know I could express that way. Or Janani, all the conversation that went on with the seniors where they were saying, oh my goodness, so and so has expressed so beautifully, we never ever thought that she could express, right? So that is because of theater, and that is how theater helps dancers think, especially for children growing up here. I think it is amazing how it has transformed. It helps, and now I understand what my teacher meant back then.
Yes, that makes so much sense. And I mean, that journey started for us, like learning from you with the Nritya Katha that we did 2 years ago. And then it's progressed to like full blown, like using our speech and using our words to communicate stories. And I, for one, can say that it's helped me like be more in touch with my physical abhinaya and sort of connecting those two and really like matching word for word what each expression does mean. And you've answered all my questions. So thank you so much, Auntie.
I'm glad. Thank you all for your questions, and I had fun. And Prarthana, thank you for moderating. And Yada and Ramya, thank you so much for giving Sampradaya an opportunity, and for all our students for giving an opportunity today. Namaskaram.